So we talked about recognizing the truth. We talk about liberating ourselves from the delusion, which is the opposite of knowing the truth. And we talk about that being the core element of the bodhicitta, and accompanied with that, for the beings like us, we approach to this through fabricating, training, learning, getting accustomed to the culture and the habit of kindness, compassion, and gradually develop the bodhicitta. We can talk about later, we can discuss later about how the mind of wishing to help all sentient beings is connected to understanding the truth. How the word infinite, all sentient beings, is quite crucial to understand to relate to the ultimate truth. But for now, we have been talking about generating the bodhicitta, kind of even with a contriving method, even though some of it, with a ritual. And ritual being solely mind training. It's really the mind training, because it is the mind that needs to be trained. Now, that is exactly the same with all the yanas. This is just the mind training here is much more elaborate, if you like to say it that way. Okay, so through the mind training of prostrations, confession of the mistakes, and now I would quickly go through this chapter, because this chapter is short and again should be fairly self-explanatory. And then there's quite an important question from Professor Duker. We can dwell on that a little bit. So then the next so what we are trying to do is we are really trying to get accustomed to the wholesome thoughts, kind thoughts. So one way is by rejoicing to the virtue, all kinds of virtue, the virtue of even the ordinary virtue, ordinary merit. When I say ordinary, sometimes it's referred as a stained merit. Like us, people practicing generosity so that aiming for, wealthy life. We have that kind of, more aiming towards a samsaric, worldly gain. More, nothing to do with the liberation, very much to do with samsara. Yet, like doing good things, philanthropic, lot of philanthropic activities could be considered as stained merit or ordinary good deeds. Like giving food, giving shelter, giving education, those virtue we rejoice. Then, of course, the stainless virtue, such as shamatha, vipassana, especially the virtue that gears towards the understanding of the truth, the virtue that is not aiming for ordinary attainment such as wealth or long life or power. Of course, those virtues we rejoice. Rejoice is again, these are all a very important mind training. By rejoicing is again going against the normal habit of self-cherishing and self-clinging. So obviously it will create a right condition to arise the bodhicitta. So we then also rejoice the actions and thoughts and qualities of the great sublime beings. That's one way to create the condition to have right kind of thoughts. Then the next is supplicating. One of the reason why the wholesome thoughts are difficult for us to wholesome thoughts are difficult to arise within us normally is the envy and jealousy has become kind of like a second in nature. So as an opposition to the envy and the jealousy, practicing the rejoice. And it's considered one of the most swift and easy way to accumulate the merit. Because you are not spending anything. It's the others, they are doing the great job. And you are just rejoicing.